All right, and welcome to this special episode of Realtor Fight Club. This is called What Would You Do? Where we go over different ethics and professional committee or professional standards committee, like cases or scenarios, and just decide what we're going to do. So, here with us today is Kristen English from Louisville, Kentucky. Hey, Kristen.
Morning.
So, you have a good case for us today, huh? Or a
Yes.
scenario?
Yes. So let's get started.
All right, let's hear it.
So the listing agent approves a showing for the buyer and the buyer's agent.
Okay.
The buyer's agent walks in and says, I kind of know these people. I think their children go to my children's school, and pulls out her phone and
Oh, no.
starts to Google them and then says, oh, yeah. And then starts talking about their marital status and then also possibly their financial status because of a couple things. And says, well, to the buyer, well, you probably get a good deal. So they look through the house and they leave. And as soon as they leave, the seller calls the listing agent and says, those people are not allowed in my house again anymore, ever. And they don't need to make an offer because I'm not going to accept it anyway. And I'm not going to accept any offer that they make. And the listing agent's like,
why?
How? And like, were you there? I don't understand.
Right.
I wasn't there and I didn't think that you were there. And they're like, no, we heard everything. So the listing agent is in a predicament because she knows now that her sellers have been recording. And, a lot of people have Ring and things like that, but this was inside the house. So the listing agent has to call the buyer's agent and say, hey, my people are not changing their marital status. They are, perfectly fine. And
so it was just straight gossip.
Yeah, but the issue is, and the buyer's agent also made a couple of comments about the listing agent. So,
wow.
So the listing agent though can't make a case against the buyer's agent. You can, in that you're not supposed to talk negatively about your fellow realtors.
Okay.
But she can't really do anything because you're not allowed to record voice in Kentucky. I don't know about other states, but in Kentucky you can do video, but you cannot record voice.
I think that's like most states. I'm pretty sure you can do, video, not audio, but without the consent, right?
Without the consent. So there was and I'm not saying that that's an ethic violation. That's just a flat out whatever violation that you're not allowed unless all parties know. And to be fair to the listing agent, she might not have known that they had video and because a lot of these video cameras come in a lot of shapes and sizes, especially with children and the monitors that parents have for their children in their bedrooms. The buyer's agent, though, ethically was in violation because you're not allowed to talk badly about another real estate agent, especially to your buyers. We're supposed to all be working together and so on. So it was an education for both agents, and both agents had to get buyers involved. And it ended up just sort of being, well, both parties did something wrong. So now we know, and we're not going to move this any further.
Let me ask you this. So is there any violation with, like, let's say there is a property that you do believe that your clients can't get a discount because of the circumstances that the property is being sold. Is it a code of ethics violation, like, to say that to them? Or does it have to be like published? Or if it's like common knowledge, or like, is that any violation at all? Or is that just...
Not if you're talking just to your buyer. If you're just talking outside just to your buyer, then, you can, I think you can say, whatever you want, as long as there's certain things that you're not allowed to, talk, you're not allowed to disparage other agents.
No, but this would be more about, so the issue was not that she was saying that they're getting a divorce and you could get a deal. The issue was that they talked bad about the realtor.
Well, and both, and they talked about the job situation of the seller, which wasn't true at all. And so all these things, you know, and by going in a house and sitting there and Googling the owner while you're
You
in
should
the
do that
house
definitely before you get to the house.
before you go in, definitely.
Listen,
And
these buyers know so much about they
yeah,
know about, they like are all over the internet knowing about these people that are selling before they even get to the house. It's
oh, they are.
insane.
Oh, let's check Facebook and see. Let's just see.
Yeah.
And let's just check their relationship status and stuff like that. And, you know, in smaller towns, you know, there are situations where everyone knows everyone. And so it's just really can be a very difficult situation for all agents involved. And, you know, we have to learn to work together because we have cross sales all the time, you know, especially in the smaller markets. And so you have to be professional at all times. And, yeah,
So what about, you know how like a lot of times the buyers are like, well, why are they selling? I mean, my stand, like, I kind of roll my eyes sometimes, but I'm like, why does it matter? So, like, if they're selling, how does that change what your offer is? Or would it change what your offer is based on the reason that they're selling? There was nothing that was disclosed in the MLS of why they were selling. So,
correct.
like, why
So
do you care?
yeah, so two things on that. I think sometimes buyers get anxious because they're like, if there was a quick turnaround, they're
Hmm.
like, well, why are they selling? Do they not like the neighbors? Is there a barking dog? You know, what is there mold? You know, so there's that situation. There's I think buyers also want to know why they're selling, because if the person did just buy the house or condo and then are turning around and selling it within a year, it does raise a red flag. And they're like, well, you know, unless you've renovated it, I'm only going to offer you what you paid for it,
Right.
you
Even
know?
if the market is different.
Mhm.
But I think like I agree with you and I can understand why that would be a concern. And like as a listing agent, we try to figure out like, let's answer some questions before they're asked. So like if the property's been on and off, on and off, on and off the market, let's tell them that before we put it back on again.
Yeah.
Or like you said, if it's been, you know, not very long, like tell them why we're selling because they're going to want to know. But
Yeah.
then for the buyers, it's like if you have a concern and you're not sure about the neighborhood or whatever, come on like a really nice evening on like a Friday or Saturday night and it'll
Mhm.
tell you about the neighborhood,
Yeah.
you know?
It
But
does.
like you don't always have the time to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a young lady who was looking sort of in downtown area, and she was single, and she was concerned. And, you know, we can't really say anything, you know, about
The
crime
neighborhood,
or, you know,
right?
and, you know, you can just sort of guide them to maybe
The resources
a
or
resource,
whatever.
right? But I said that exact thing. I said, why don't you come down here between 5 and 7 when people are coming home from work? And she had a dog. She wanted to make sure it was safe for her to be able to walk her dog at night. And yeah,
Yeah.
so
I mean,
that's
I'm always like, I don't live here. I don't live in the neighborhood. So like,
right.
I don't know, but like
And
ask
your
your
area is
friends.
a little bigger than mine. So you know, I kind of know all the areas. So yeah,
Yeah.
but,
That's awesome. So our point here is we had two sort of violations. One is recording audio.
right.
You're allowed to do video, but not audio. And the
Correct.
second is like disparaging another agent
Mhm.
and or the other customers.
Well, the customer, I'm not sure on the customer, but definitely on the agent.
Okay.
And really, we should be professional at all times. And I think that's what
Kristen, that's
down
boring.
to. So
That's funny.
true.
You're right. Okay. That was a good one because that I can see get pretty sticky pretty
Got kind of sticky.
quickly.
It really,
Yeah.
both brokers had to get involved, and there had to be, I'm sorry, you know, from both sides, and you know,
The
move on.
benefit of the masks now, they can be like muffled. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
true.
So, Kristen, you're in Louisville. If with Sotheby's, if anybody has a referral they want to send you or they want to get in contact with you, what's the best way?
I mean, text me at 502-417-8008, or my email is the letter K, English is my last name, at lsir.com. Or you can Google me, Kristen English Real Estate.
Google you.
Yeah,
Find
then
everything you want to know.
you can Facebook me and see what my relationship status is.
Oh, Kristen's on the prospecting hunt.
Oh, it's so funny.
That's funny. All right. Well, I appreciate you being on. Thank you. That's a good case.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
See ya.